back to your favorite show, Talent Hunt. I know this is a brand new week, brand new season. We are starting with two beautiful person, and they thought sometime in their life they will be together forever and they want to grow old together. Yes, friends, we are back with Talent Hunt, and tonight we are starting with the fabulous couple. Yes, right here with me is Jason and Fiona Brandman, and they are actually the director and they are from the theater world. Yes, absolutely. And we are really feeling so good to meet both of them here and bring them here in this fantastic platform of Manativ International, where we always talk about real passion, dedication, and of course, the real talent. So, Jason and Fiona, welcome and welcome to Talent Hunt family.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. And just for clarification, this is Fiona Santos, and I'm Jason Brantman.
Okay, all right. So, well, the last name we got a little bit of confused. I mean, I got confused, but I can say that the way you guys are sitting together, I really don't believe that it really matters at all. Because how many years you guys are together? What are you doing? I would love to know all that.
Well, we have been together for many, many years. We're both from the theater world, and we met doing a theater production, a community theater production of a show called Pinocchio
Wow.
many moons ago. and and we had a great friendship that began then, and because we were both passionate about theater, we continued to work together in many ways before we ended up really becoming a couple, and now we've been married for 22 years.
Oh my. All right. So the journey is really spicy, I can say, right? It's a lot of mix and matches. Things are going to unfold in front of my viewers, of course, because this is a very special Valentine's Day episode that I wanted uh, to start with them, because I do believe that whatever you do in life, you need the right person to do it. It can be your husband or your friend or your or your parents or anybody, but someone you need beside you to tell or to guide you, hey, this is good, this is bad, or all right, this is the way you should go. So, Fiona, let me just start with you, because I always believe that ladies first, and I do believe that Jason is going to say the same thing with me. So if I ask you the first word he told you that he's in love with you, what was that?
The first word he told me he was in love with me. Well, when we first met, the day that we met, we both were, because at that point in time we were both acting, and we had to do a dance call that day, which is a dance audition. And after I went, he came up to me and said, "You dance really well." And that was a very nice way for our friendship to begin.
Oh, okay. And Jason, do you remember that? What was her reaction? Like how she felt that? Like she was like, okay, a lot of people say that to me, or she was really nice to you.
I would say somewhere in between. She was very polite. She was
Uh-huh.
appreciative, but I think that given how talented and what a good-looking person Fiona is, that she was used to people, coming up to her and maybe complimenting. So I think she was rightly wary when I said that.
I appreciated it though, because I was an actor, singer, dancer, but dance was my weakest point at that point in time. I started dance later than a lot of my peers, so I certainly appreciated the compliment on my dancing.
Oh my God, look at that. Oh, okay. All right. Now tell me that what you guys do together at your workplace, because I understand that Jason is a director and actor, and you are a dancer and also an actor, also a director. So, guys, when you're working together, do you guys fight at all, or no? It's all like, okay, I'll take care of the things.
We actually get along very well at work.
Okay.
So usually what happens these days is that we direct things together, but we focus on different elements of the show. Jason is the director who oversees everything like the stage vision and a lot of the tech. And I'm usually the music director and conductor. And sometimes I'm handling some of the stage pictures on the stage. And so we have different skill sets, but we usually share the same vision. That doesn't mean we always think the same thing, but it does mean that we give everybody's ideas a fair chance and the best idea tends to win.
It's nice
Wow.
because we have really complementary skills,
Mhm.
and you need, I mean, in theater, you need such a range of skills to pull something off. And we love collaborating with teams and all of our colleagues. It's also nice that we collaborate with each other.
Yeah. You guys do like the Broadway auditions and things like that. Would love to know about that, how you are doing it and for how long you guys are doing it and all this direction. And also she is directing music for the theater. So when this thing started and when you really thought that, okay, this is the time that we should really think about it pretty serious.
Well, we're now in our 19th season as the executive artistic directors of Broadway Training Center, which is an educational theater in New York. And there we get to work together, and we also work with an amazing team of theater professionals who are also educators. And we teach K through 12 students and adults acting, singing, and dance. So between those things, we cover a broad swath of the performing arts, and then we also have performing arts performances. We do theater pieces. And then in addition to that, we do a bunch of other stuff, right?
What's nice is that we're able to do that for part of our time, the educational component. And then we also work on a lot of professional productions as well. So Fiona and I are on the directing team of the US Open tennis ceremonies every year. We are on the opening and closing ceremonies, and we've been directing the military, whether the US Marines or the West Point Cadets, unfurling a huge American flag across the tennis courts every year. And we developed that ceremony together. Actually in 2000,
Yeah.
we first developed that, and we've been directing that ever since. So that's been quite an experience, because it's certainly a high profile one. It's broadcast to millions of homes, and it's got a huge live audience, international. We enjoy the tennis too, and of course get to meet all the players. And we have lots of big singers that come in to sing the anthem or to sing a different song while the unfurling is going on, and some other songs before and after. Who are some folks that we've had in the past?
We've had the great Diana Ross. We've had Carole King, Gloria Estefan, Queen Latifah, James Taylor.
Yep, Art
Art
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel. We had Phil Collins do one of his first live performances in like 6 years or something. He came for the time when we were inaugurating the roof over Arthur Ashe Stadium. We finally don't have to worry about rain delays.
Oh my God. Okay. My God. Lots of superstars. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. And the first thing when I met you guys, it just I mean, I was really amazed to see one like connection between us, and that was the love for art. I want to ask you guys this question, that you are in this field for quite a long time and you both are taking this journey together, and of course you are going to walk in the same path more years to come on, I know that. But tell me one thing, that is there any difference you are seeing in actors these days, or the basic of the acting is still same?
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, certainly one of the reasons that we enjoy training students up through the ranks is because something that's really important to us is that our actors, our young actors, and our students, and as they go on to be professionals, are constantly supporting each other on and off the stage. In fact, our motto at Broadway Training Center is developing character on and off stage. And it's just as important to us, if not more important, that these performers and artists are positive people, are supportive of everyone around them. It's the philosophy that we believe in. And as directors, we try to choose people that we're going to work with that we would want to spend time with. You know, you've got a very short time on this earth. And when we get to choose the folks that we work with, whether they're actors or professional technicians or collaborators or designers, we want to choose people that are supportive of everyone around them, that bring a positive attitude, and that have a philosophy of love, really, which is part of the theme of this Valentine's Day, right? Support and love. I mean, what that makes everything so much better. The process, the creative process, and the whole working environment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, if you missed when we started, I really want to welcome you one more time because we are starting the season 4, the first episode tonight with this beautiful couple, Jason and Fiona. And we are discussing, well, of course, about love because creativity is, of course, another form of love. That's what I believe in because what you really love from inside, you try to do it. Either it can be you are a dancer or a painter or an artist or vocalist, whatever, but I think that it's your love towards that. So anyway, you can always say that, well, my Valentine is acting, I think so. But anyway, I would love to ask both of you that what's your favorite moment with each other?
What's our favorite moment with each other? Well, we
Mm.
have so many to choose from, which is kind of wonderful. I think that we're very lucky that we work together as much as we do, and that we don't get sick of each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that everybody can do that. So for us, we spend all day together and then come home and spend the rest of our time together, and I find that really beautiful and lovely, and I think that we're very lucky to get to do it. But the truth of the matter is, what I love is that when we collaborate together, we can create something greater than just the two of us, or greater even than the whole group of us who are working on it, and that's something that infuses everything else in our lives.
Okay. All right, Jason, what do you think about it? Because I would like to ask you this that she said it all about the favorite moments of you together, but I want to ask you about the theatrical love, right? So, what do you think is your favorite creation? I know it's very hard to choose because they are your babies, but if you can share a little, itsy bitsy pieces from there, so that would be great.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna start off a little bit broad, which is that um, along with the things that Fiona said, I think that there is a real mutual respect between us. And that goes a huge way because often, there will be times that we have different suggestions or have a different idea of what may be a specific moment or beat or something about the text. And what happens 99.9% of the time is that the best idea wins out, and neither of us feel badly if it wasn't our idea or if it wasn't the one that we were saying. And that, I think that is my favorite part of it. The other reason why that can be is because in actuality we're best friends. And something that we might not have said as part of the beginning of our relationship is that we became best friends before we ever even started dating together. That is a very unique and unusual thing, I feel like, in this day and age. And of course, we were younger, so maybe that was more easily able to occur. But we were best friends beforehand, and that friendship is still what has gotten us through all these years.
Yeah. I'll say, like, I can actually think of a specific like a specific project, since we're looking for like a specific project. So a really fun one that we did was about 5 years ago. There was a brand new resort that opened in Riviera Maya, Mexico. It's a beautiful adult all-inclusive resort, and they brought our team in to try to create entertainment for one of the spaces. And it was just an unusual space. It was like a bar, and it didn't really have a lot of space for a stage performance area, but they were kind of looking for a stage performance. And what was nice is that we were able to go into that space that had never been used for anything yet and walk around it and figure out how to put a theatrical show in that space and create an immersive piece of theater where the audience, when they came in that night, sort of wouldn't know who were guests and who were performers, and the whole thing would just unfold around them. And it was one of my favorite things we've ever done, because we got to walk in and create it from the ground up. And when we finished it, it was sort of exactly what was in my head that first day when we did our first walkthrough and got to sort of play in the space. So that was a really fun one that we kind of both had to be able to contribute to make that one work, because there was no template. There was no, nobody had ever done it before. So it was brand new.
Yeah. And Fiona's really good at like creating, she can create the things from scratch. I sometimes get overwhelmed to look at that and see the complete blank canvas. And Fiona's able to see that and start to create from scratch. And then once she's put some ideas forth and created those ideas, then I'm able to to help and hone that and shape that. But she's really the one to do that. A shout out to our producers on that Alliance Connection,
yes,
who brought us on to that.
Oh, well, since we're talking about production, I just want to know, like, you are teaching the young adults, I do believe, or maybe the youngsters. Now, what they are going to really, I can say, experience with you guys, because acting is a totally different form of art. That's what I do believe in, where you have to practice in a totally different style, methods, and so many things are there with the voice, and you just name it. I mean, I do love acting, I do love theater, and I am really fond of it. So I try to grab sometimes whenever I have time to see that what I can watch or where I can go, because I love the way you guys put together the whole story, and there is no retake. So there is like no one can call cut, and no one can say that let's do it, and with 150 or 2000 takes, the best take you can take in, because the person, if someone is falling in one spot, they have to fall on the same spot every time. Or if someone is yelling at someone, or maybe someone is singing, so they have to start on the same note, same way, same style every time. How is this possible, and what the young generation really have to do for that? Because I know only one word, that hard work, but we would love to know it from you guys.
So I think that an important part of our theater training, and something that we really impart to those that we train, is the art of improvisation. And it sort of sounds counter to what people expect, because in improvisation, there is no script and you are creating it as you go along. But there are also rules for improvisation that are designed to help take care of all of the performers, so that everybody knows what the parameters are that we're working in, and that nobody else will put them on the spot in a way that is unsafe, or that they won't be able to follow through on. And so we incorporate improv into a lot of our rehearsal process and a lot of our training. We think it's incredibly helpful for creating actors who think, who don't just memorize, actors who can create and be able to give offers to other actors and be able to help everybody around them look as good as possible and sound as good as possible. And when you have that kind of facility, then when you're layering on the memorization element, the part where you have to know what your text is, the part where you have to sing something, and you have this relationship with your conductor, where your conductor's job is to help get you in at the right time, at the right pitch, and safely. You have this teamwork that's in place already, where everybody knows they can depend on everyone else.
And for me, improv also, what you were referring to earlier sounds to me very much the difference between live theater and film and TV, in terms of, you can do the multiple takes in film and TV, choose your best one. In live theater, it's going to be different every night. So for us, that's really exciting. It very much varies with the audience and their energy. It's a give and take. And it also means that things happen, things go wrong, things little happy accidents. And sometimes, if a prop's not there, if a cue is missed, if something, it means that the students that have the improbability, or the actors that have the improbability, can go with it, can make the moment great. And it also means that things are alive and electric and living in the moment.
Yeah, it is definitely true that you have to be consistent on stage. You do need to fall in the right place if you're supposed to fall, so that the lighting special can hit you at the right time. All those things are true, and you have to keep it consistent.
The safety of it.
Right, and to keep it safe and to keep it within a certain parameter. But there is also this skill of making sure that it's alive, because when you're doing 8 performances a week, it can get really flat unless you are managing to keep every moment of it new and fresh. And that means the actors are kind of experiencing it for the first time along with the audience. And that's a real skill to develop. You have to be able to keep yourself alive and open to the magic of that particular day and that particular moment.
What is the best age, do you think, that someone can start thinking that let's just do this, or let's explore myself, that if I'm actor or not?
Oh my goodness. Well, you can start at any age, and I don't think there's anything such thing as too old either. So, I mean, if there's a child who is old enough to imagine things and act out their imaginings, then they're ready to start that journey of trying to live in another skin for a half hour and see what that feels like.
The youngest that we work with at the studio is kindergarten. Not that they can't start earlier than that in other places. Partly for us, we like to have the students when they can start taking class on their own. So that's where our line is a little bit, as opposed to mommy and me, or parent and me, where the parents are with the students, which is great too to have before that. But we like to have the students when they can first start learning how to take class on their own.
Right, and where they can focus through a 45-minute section. So that's sort of the other metric that we use, is how long they can focus on a thing. But that doesn't mean that others couldn't start even younger. I know that according to my parents, I was hoisting myself up to the piano and playing on it when I was, only 2 or 3 years old. So you just never know what, for any child, what it's going to be.
And Fiona's right. You're also never too old to start. We have students that are 70, 80 in our adult classes that are just starting, that have always been interested, or patrons, or maybe did it in school a long time ago, and then are coming back to this. And sometimes they are able to release their inhibitions in a way that even mid-level adults can't do, because they've lived a certain amount, and they're like, okay, I can do this in a way where I'm not so self-conscious anymore. So sometimes the really young and the really old have a similarity in that as well.
But I do think the important thing for that is to find a place where you feel safe, because the only time that you can really make yourself vulnerable or take risks is if you feel confident that the people around you are taking care of you. So that's an important part of it at any age. It doesn't matter who you are. And I'm sure you'll hear from many professional actors who still find that to be true. They do their best work when they know that everybody around them has the same goal of creating wonderful work and making sure that everybody is supported and lifted up.
Well, guys, I think that this Valentine Day, you can really give yourself a gift of a tryout. Yeah, you can try out to see that if you are a real born artist, or maybe you have to practice a little bit the way they're describing it, that you have to really focus on it. And why not, right? I think that this is the best time to start something new and see for yourself that if you love it or not. Again, this is Valentine's time. Yes, it's February. We are celebrating love, light, laugh, and you just name it. All those beautiful adjectives all around us. Okay, family, friends, and all that. But hey, again, I will tell you one more time that if you really, really loved acting once upon a time and you want to start again, please don't hold yourself. This is your chance to get back to those action moments of your life. I can say that, hey, you cannot be, I mean, I'm not saying to everybody, but I'm just saying it, it's my words, that sometimes, sometimes we feel like, all right, let's do this, but we really cannot feel like, let me see. But don't do that. You can see these people how they're encouraging others. Please feel free to email me at ragini@manatv.net, and if you want to connect with them, I will do that for you guys. No worries at all. Please, please, please mail me at raagini@manatv.net. Would love to connect to you and them together. And at the same time, do not forget to send me videos of what you do. Yes, of course, you can come and sit with me. There is no at all, because what I love to do is I love to take the real talents and I love to give them this platform. Yes, brought to you by Manativ International and produced by Krish Entertainment and co-produced by Blue Eye Creation. So this is season 4, Talent Hunt, and we are almost at the end of our journey for tonight. Jason and Fiona, it's our pleasure to have you together in this beautiful platform, and I loved it the way you shared your thoughts. But before you go, I want to talk to my, of course, youngsters and adults and say a few words about how they can really energize themselves in acting, or I can say that in a few words, you can really talk to our global audience and tell them that how fortunate you are, because you only don't have the right partner, but you are really partnered with what you love, and that's dance and music and acting.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, I do feel really lucky on this Valentine's Day. I know that it's rare to find your partner in life and your partner in work, and it certainly does make this journey a lot more special to have that person. I would encourage everyone to try to find the thing that makes them happy on a day-to-day basis, even if they're not able to necessarily do it in their work, but if they're able to do it in their off work times as well, to find that thing that makes them excited and happy. And of course, if they can find that partner that is going to support them and love them through it, then that's the ultimate goal.
Absolutely. And I think that, I mean, I feel very lucky that through doing the thing that I'm passionate about, I found the person that I'm passionate about and that he's passionate about me too. I think that's one of the best ways to find your bliss is to seek out what you're passionate about doing and try it. And I think it's always hard to take the first step out of your comfort zone and to try something for the first time. And all I can say is I strongly encourage it, because you never know where that first step is going to take you.
Absolutely true. And I would love to encourage you on this note that take that step, do something different, and feel the energy of the performing arts. All right, guys, I know that you all want to hear more from them. Why not? We are going to be back with them. Maybe we want to invite some actors from their fraternity. Why not? And you will meet them one time, of course. And I want you guys to clap more for us and encourage our performers to come more and more and more and make this season 4 a really grand success the way you have done for last 3. Thank you so much, and you all have a fantastic night. Stay well, stay safe. Oh yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook page and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Mana TV. And yes, you can see not only Talent Hunt, but other shows as well. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for showering your love and blessings. Stay well, and a very happy Valentine's Day to you all. Love you.